Why aren't our notes are not up? I screwed up. Hold on.
Why aren't notes up?
Why aren't my notes up?
Why are no notes up?
Notes are up. Okay, now they're up. I don't know how I did that, but I'll make it work. Okay, here we go. It all starts in
3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the episode burp. I'm starting over. I have to start over. I F that up. All right, in 3, hold on.
3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the Boop Show, episode 306. It's October 12th, 2021. Everybody, welcome to the Boop Show with me, Scott Johnson, and him, Brian Dunaway. He's wearing a mask. What's that mask about? What's that about? Well, where'd it go?
That's just my Halloween mask, man.
What are you? You're a cat? Is that
Yeah, I'm a cat.
No, that's cool. Pick it up. Let me see this.
I'm a party Halloween cat.
Oh yeah, look at this guy with the cool hat and the. Wait, why do I know
retro?
That? Something about that's
very
familiar.
old school.
Yeah, it's familiar though. What is it? Like Felix the cat?
No, absolutely not. I think just some random rando early 1900s kind of. Mask.
Yeah, you should wear that instead of a mask for COVID. When you do COVID masking, wear that instead.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see COVID sees this and turns around and says, nope.
Nope, I'm out of here. Not even the Delta variant wants a cat face. Hey, everybody. We're glad to be back. Glad to have you here. We're going to get right into it. Real quick, I don't know why this is happening, but what is old is new at my house. I've been playing Saints Row 3 and 4.
Nice.
I don't know why. I think maybe I think I'd love 3, but I think I might really like 4. And so I'm playing 4, and I'm looking forward to that reboot of the whole series. That's coming soon because we got announcement at E3 or whatever it was, and I'm excited for a new hot take on the Saints Row games. Because as far as games that are like set in a city where I do crime, they're my favorite series. I like it better than GTA, and I'd like more of those. So Saints Row for life. It's coming. It's happening. 4 is a good time, and I'm having a good time with that. So I don't know why I'm playing that. It's old as hell. 2013 for that one. 11 or 10 for 3 for the third. Right. So playing old games. And then I started playing that Imagine Earth that you like, or that you recommended. That game's great.
I love that. Did you play on the Game Pass?
No, I have it on. I bought it on PC. It was on sale. I bought it on
Even
Steam.
Better.
Yeah, and it just is. It's great. It scratches all my little city builder managey itches that I had.
I know it's not overly complicated, but I love the stupid characters. I love the little attitude. I love the boss man. He's so creepy and freaky.
They're
love
great.
it. Love spinning the world around.
Even the tutorial girls is a freak show. They're all freaks.
She is.
Yeah.
They're all weird. I love the art style, and it is so different. European, I think, is how we've described it in the past.
Eurojank, we call it.
Eurojank.
Yeah, which I'm totally fine with. I don't mean that as a pejorative at all. I mean it as a positive trait in your weird video games. Anyway, so that's been going on. Did you play Metroid Dread? Because I meant to pick that up and I didn't do it.
Right.
Did you do it?
I'm in the same boat as you. I meant to pick it up. I am definitely going to pick it up. I just am having every time Nintendo comes out with another big title. I know we used to talk about indie titles here.
Yeah.
But Metroid, it's the root of Metroidvanias that we play so much on the show. But every time I always run into the problem. I'm like, oh, I should get it digitally. And I'm like, no, I want a physical copy. No, I want to get it digitally. And I can never decide. And I always wait like 2 weeks before I finally commit. And it's almost always physical. I don't know why I even bother.
That's great. Just get the physical when you can. The thing with the Metroid is I would call Metroid, that's almost like Nintendo's indie series. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like they don't give it the same attention, love, detail, and release frequency that they do their other big titles. This is not Mario or Zelda for them, but for a lot of players, this is their favorite thing Nintendo ever makes, and so it feels a little bit like a smaller still polished, but a smaller effort, like a weirder effort for them.
Yeah,
and kind of indie in its own weird way. Yeah.
If you replaced Samus and just said, "Oh, here's a random character," I would totally believe this is just the next indie game I'm playing.
Yeah,
because it looks fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but it's got the typical side view of Metroidvania game.
Yeah. Well, if you guys are out there playing it, we hope you're enjoying it.
I know plenty of people are playing it. Also, I got the Castlevania Collection loaded up, ready to play. I think they put that on the Xbox today too. I think it came out today for the Xbox. I have it on the PC.
So isn't that I thought that was a GBA collection. No, I thought it
was.
It is. Okay.
Correct.
All right.
Correct. It's a port over.
Interesting. I didn't know they were putting those on other things. I thought it was just going to be the Switch. So that's cool. Have you?
No, I've dabbled just a little bit, and I was like, yeah.
No, those are good. Those are all good Castlevania games. They're excellent. They're very good. You know what else is good? Is all the GBA Metroid games are also very good.
Oh yeah,
like Fusion. Oh, Fusion. Fusion's making my loins ache. It was a good game. All right. Enough about my loins and their aching status. It's time for some breaking news. Not really. It's just kind of general news about some releases and stuff coming up, things that are out this week. For example, this week we got Despot's Game, Dystopian Army Builder. October 14th. That's not today. Yeah, that's the week.
Yeah.
Friday.
Okay, so these are games releasing this week. And this week for me always starts on a Monday, which would have been the 11th. And we would have done the Boop Show yesterday, but things came up. So yes, releasing this week is how you will hear all these games coming.
Okay, there you go. Despot's Game is a roguelike tactics game with a turbocharged battle system. Build a team and sacrifice the heck out of them and rush through enemies and other players, they say.
Yes.
Boom. Choose your loot. Transform squishy humans into wizards, cultists, ninjas, and a dozen other heroes. Bam, bam, boom. Sounds all right. I'd play this.
It looks good. Yeah. And the demo is available on Steam right now. So yeah, check this out. I'm a big roguelike and would put some tactics in there too.
Yeah.
I'm not too excited about the turbocharge.
Yeah, what do they mean by that?
I've been bit by the turbo before.
What do they mean by that? Are they talking like...
I don't know. That worries me, though. I'm like, turbocharged. I'm not down with that, but I love the look of this game.
It's pretty good. Look at these little pink
look at that. That's so cute. Those little big old giant pixels bouncing around. You got a Goldilocks down there. You see that? I love that.
It reminds me a little bit of it. It's a little bit of auto chess when you do the fighting, right?
Yeah, I can see that. Absolutely. Yeah, you build your little crew up here, and you send them on their way. I like the little. Do you remember the Muscle Men? Those little pink, little plastic things you used to play with. Do you remember those?
Yeah. I do remember those.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. It looks like somebody took Muscle Men and said, "Here you go. You can decorate them up and send them on their way."
Okay.
Not decorate them, costume them up. There we go.
Sure. Decoration is a different word, and it's fine that you used it. I don't mind.
Yeah.
Also on the 11th, which was yesterday, you will get yourself a copy of Settlement Survival in this Banished-inspired city builders. Banished is a brutal game, man.
It is.
Lead a group of survivors in their search for a new home, manipulate the landscape, sure. Manage limited supplies, plant crops, hunt wildlife, gather resources, and develop trade routes to build a robust and unique town.
I am not playing Manscaped Survival. There's no way you're talking me into that. But Settlement Survival, I might do that. And apparently it's being well received. It's already got a very positive rating since this yesterday on Steam. This is Gleamer Studio. And to me, this looks right up my alley. Look at this. Look at all the stuff. Look at the whole town burning down. You just know you've worked really hard and all that. And guess what? I'm a big survival player. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Scott, not as much.
Not as much, no. I get irritated.
But I like it.
Yeah. I don't mind. If they offer me like a sandbox mode that I can toggle certain things off, like natural disasters and stuff, then they've got me.
Right. I love natural disasters.
I hate those. Gosh.
I love just going along and totally forgetting about natural disasters, and then they just wipe half my thing out, and I'm like, crap.
Yeah. And then I say, turn this game off and play a different game is what I end up doing.
I guess I'm more of the I'm more of an ant mentality.
Yeah.
You know, you go out there and you kick an anthill down, and the ants just run back out, and they just all. I guess you're more like, shit.
Yeah,
and I'm all like, yay, more work.
I don't want to start over. Is the problem? I don't want to do things. I hate doing things twice. It's
maybe that's why I like Metroidvania games and stuff, because there's a lot of backtracking and starting somewhat all over again. But now you know more information the second time you do it. It's like, I
Yep.
see what I did wrong earlier. I put my town over here.
That's
That was
right.
a mistake.
That's right. Now, the game I'm most looking forward to this week is the Rift Breaker coming out on the 14th. This is the one I've been really eyeing for a while. I don't know. There's some base building, but from what I can tell and some stuff I've seen, that's a very small part of the gameplay. It's basically a place for you to do your upgrades and have your shit. And there's a little bit of tower defense, which concerns me slightly because I'm not a huge fan. I don't love that stuff. But it is an action RPG at its core, so think Diablo and a giant mech.
I know we've talked about it a million times before, but what is the one mechanic of the tower defense that you don't like? It's the
towers and the defense. It's those two aspects that I hate. I don't like. Here's what I don't like. I don't like a phase where I'm like, all right, build up the tower, do upgrades,
Okay.
put a better missile launcher on top of tower.
Okay.
Here
You don't
come
like
the bad
phases
guys.
like that.
I don't like horde modes for the same reason. I don't
Right.
like.
Oh wow, you must really hate Orcs Must Die.
I don't
because
like.
That's like
I want to
that's
love
like tower
Orcs Must
defense
Die.
horde mode.
If I of all these games, if I could take one of them and say, yeah, okay, I'll live with it. It's the Orcs Must Die series. It's good.
Yeah,
I played two quite a bit, but it still has a lot of that stuff I don't like. I don't like the phased approach. I know some people love this stuff, and I am not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying not for me is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's fine. This is talking about preferences. You're fine. I was just trying to figure out because lots of times I'll recommend a game to Scott, and he'll go, "Oh, that looks like it has tower defense."
Yeah.
And I'm so not caring about tower defense. I don't even recognize it unless it's like the total game. If it's everything in the game, then yeah, I see it's a tower defense. If it's like parts of the game and like a fusion of a couple of different game types, I don't notice it at all.
Yeah,
Doesn't
if
even
it's
cross my-
it depends
cross
on
my
how
mind.
it's in there. Like you can do a lot of sneaky stuff with those concepts and make it work for me. But if you're just
Pretty
saying
sneaky, sis.
for this next wave, you better have better bullets. Freaking F right off. F right.
Demo available on Steam, by the way, for the Rift Breaker. If you're not getting it on day one Game Pass, which I am, go ahead and load that thing up. Preload it. Comes out the 14th. That's Thursday.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I'm doing
Yeah.
it. I'll do it on Game Pass for sure. It makes no sense not to. Did you grab Left 4 Blood or More Blood for Us or what's it?
Dead for.
What is it?
What was the ones you were guessing?
More Blood for
It's back for
for Blood.
Back for Blood. Yeah.
Back 4 Blood. That came out yesterday
Yes.
and is
Yeah.
currently doing all right. People seem to dig it. It's on Game Pass
Yes.
as well as Steam and everything else. And it seems like a pretty good spiritual successor to the Left 4 Dead games. And
Yes.
they just put their 4 in a different place. And that's fine.
Look, I already know I'm going to play this game.
Yeah,
and
same.
Okay, so I've been having so many crises this week as a gamer because first of all, physical, digital on Metroid Dread, and then this. I'm like, I don't want to just hop in for a few minutes
Yeah.
on this game. I want to dig deep because I was a huge Left 4 Dead fan.
I don't think
Loved
this thing
it.
is available physically. Is it?
Oh, this game, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I don't know if this.
I could be wrong,
available.
and they might.
Right.
But
I mean,
But no,
like
I
I
feel
said,
you.
it's pretty rare for me to want a physical game, except when it comes to Nintendo games.
Yeah.
For several reasons. One thing, they always hold their value, so you can actually sell them when you get ready to sell your things.
Yeah.
Unlike your account, but then would you want to sell it? Maybe you don't. Maybe you want to keep it on your account forever. And what if you get a different Switch? And it's a whole
No,
thing.
I completely
Every
agree.
time.
Every time I've sold
Every
a Switch game or a Nintendo game, even Wii U games on eBay went for more than any of my 360, PlayStation 3, PS4 games that I would resell on eBay. They always went for less than my Nintendo
It's such
game.
an inconsequential thing for me, really. I mean, because usually I hold on to the game until until one of my friends comes over. Oh, I never played that, and I was like, "Here, take it. Just
Yeah.
take it." I never sell them.
Hmm.
So what am I doing? I
What
am
are
a
you doing,
Nintendo
Brian?
hoarder.
What are you doing?
I'm a hoarder.
What are you doing?
I'm a game hoarder.
All right. Well, hurry
Help
up
me.
and send that C64. What are you holding? What are you
It's in a box. It's in a box. I've got your address. I've got a label. I just got to put it all together.
Nice. I believe that it exists. I do. I believe.
Yeah, it's
I like it. Well, there you go. Those are your games this week. Do check them out. It's going to be awesome. And a reminder that Boop is part of a 3-part effort to make great video game content here on the Frog Pants Network. If you go to frogpantsplays.com, you too can find out how and why there's more to get, like the Core Show. Or if you'd like something a little more cerebral these days, why not give us a shot over there at the Instance, where we talk about all kinds of cool stuff, including this week we're going to have a big discussion on game security. In light of this Twitch business, we're going to have a huge breakdown of like, what does that even mean? And why is security even important in video games now? And why is everything online? And, you know, all that kind of stuff. Should be interesting. Check that deep dive out on Friday.
Hey, a little reminder that all of us stream on Twitch.
Yeah.
John, Bo, me, Scott. Yeah. I've been watching him play the video games, been hanging out with John.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a fun streamer.
And the Bo.
Yeah. They're good. They're good men. Good top men. All right.
But potato man, what?
They're a potato man.
All right, potato man.
It's time for us to get to the games we played this week. I'm going to talk about a really weird one. This is one I bought on a fluke on sale. I saw it and I went, well, that looks a lot like a game I'd like. I'm going to try it. And the game is Mind Scanners.
Ooh, I've seen this one.
Yeah. So you're going to look at it and your first thought will be, oh, what is this? Papers, Please 2? Like, it looks a lot like a Papers, Please kind of game, and very much that style of art and stuff. But it's actually quite a different game. So here's the concept. You're in cyberpunk future, all right? And in the cyberpunk future, your job is to mentally evaluate the mental condition of people. You live in this horrible totalitarian time where everybody needs to comply. And there's, like Papers, Please, it presents a lot of sort of moral quandaries about stuff. It's not just about what you're doing. It's about the bigger picture and how you behave within that picture. And this one's a little more technological. So you'll meet somebody like right now, this Raymond Brittle guy is a dude I'm talking to. And he tells you his whole story about what's going on with his life, where he's struggling, something he may believe that's a little bit crazy, whatever. Your job is to take some of that stuff he tells you in part of this story stuff and then try to evaluate him and see if you can't solve his problems or, reset him. Now, that may sound like therapy, but really it's kind of worse because you do you're tied right into his brain and you're like you're manipulating him in some ways. And, some people may have a serious issue and you may just do the simplest thing because you got to hurry up or something because you're running out of time. And there's consequences to that. And it constantly tests your moral compass, I would say, about what you would do in this situation. What are you going to do to this guy or to this lady or to, what are you going to do to get your job done on time versus what's the best thing to do for them? And you do it through a series of tools. You scan their brain and then you make a determination of the stuff about them. Like, okay, well, I think he likes snakes, like it says here, or I think he likes a model train, or he has control issues, or whatever the thing may be based on the story he's telling you. And then you have a bunch of tools at your exposure that you then use, or at your not your exposure.
Disposal.
Your disposal.
I like exposure better.
Yeah. Someone put their hand in the disposal, in the exposure. Anyway, you have all these tools. They're basically like cyber hack tool things that you use to figure them out, and they can cause extra stress. They can mess with their heads. You can kind of permanently wreck them a little bit. You can make things better in some cases, but either way, some of these tools will show up depending on these answers that you gave. And the game's really big on kind of like, here's a high tech thing, but it's also kind of low tech. There's like tapes involved, and, that kind of stuff.
This reminds me of like the technology you would see like in Blade Runner, where they're trying to figure out, has the cyborg broke down yet? About to find out.
100% that. Yeah, they are very, very much lifting from that concept of, especially Blade Runner, I would say, of low tech meets high tech results, and it's really that's, to me, I find that stuff just sort of delightful and great. And so they've done a really good job here. However, the game is brutal in its choices. I can't think of any specifics that I could tell you that would be interesting to hear on the show because it's all in the context of what you're actually reading at the time. But I do want to give you kind of a taste of, and the mechanics of it are actually quite simple. It's like a lot of hold the button down until this meter fills up, and a little bit like Among Us mini games, kind of. There's not a lot there, but you're affecting this dude because he's hooked up to electrodes and he's responding as you go, and he has a stress meter and an anger meter. or a sanity meter and a stress meter. That's what it is. And the stress meter goes up if you're doing a bad job. His sanity meter goes down or goes up if you're doing a good job. Sometimes you have to have a little of both in there. A little stressed and his sanity's coming back or whatever. Sometimes you leave people complete emotional wrecks of themselves. It's a really weird game.
I love how this game looks, though. It's this a very limited color palette. We got these reds and blues and greens, and just it's just look at that dot matrix printing out, like printer. You said that. Yep. That marriage of old technology, but it's kind of based in the future.
Yeah, it's all new stuff, old stuff. It's very cyberpunk for sure.
What's it called again?
It is called Mind Scanners.
Mind Scanners.
Yeah, I like it a lot. You're working for a big corporate overlord. You slowly start to get really pissed at what they're doing, and
what is Glenn Starr wearing? He is a Lode Runner looking guy if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, look at him, dude. He is Lode Runner ass.
Look at that. I mean, look at his nose. He's got almost like the Twilight Zone. Remember the pig episode where everybody were pigs?
Yeah, I remember that. We watched that on Film Sack as a bonus.
We did, and now you got the talking megaphone. My God.
Here's some sound from the game. I love it because it uses like it's the Animal Crossing method of voices. I like that kind of thing.
Right.
So here it is. That's a guy talking.
I love that.
Yeah, and this trippy chiptune music in the back.
Dude.
Now we'll get to some lots of retro music, lots of retro sounds. Here's a scanny thing. That you can't see him. I'll skip ahead a little. Oh yeah, listen to this.
Oh my
this is him.
God, I love that.
That's his voice. He's trying to match a frequency. It's one of the weird tools in the. It's a really weird game, dude. It's really cool.
Don't do drugs, but if you do, play this game. God, I love that.
Yeah,
that was so.
It's great.
It's great. This is great.
It's great. Straight up great. I really like it.
How much do you pay for this thing?
It was cheap. I think 10, maybe.
$10. That's right. We should rename the show between $10 to $20. That's what we should call the Boop Show.
It might be back on normal price $16.99. Still cheap in my opinion.
Yeah, still within our $10 to $20 price range we usually do. 16, you're right. Yeah. Oh, but did you get the soundtrack for a couple more dollars?
No, I didn't do that because that stuff usually shows up on some streaming thing anyway.
Yeah, so see, I can tell I'm going to like this game. Do you remember me talking about Do Not Feed the Monkeys?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Remember that? Yeah, that was a great game, and this is recommended on that page. It's like, if you like Do Not Feed the Monkeys, you're going to like Mind Scanners.
Yeah, it's very much. A lot of people do compare it to Papers, Please, but I think it's kind of its own thing. I mean, it's got some elements.
I remember
of Papers,
doing
Please,
a lot of more of walking around in Papers, Please. Whereas I remember in Do Not Feed the Monkeys, you were basically at a station monitoring people.
You get out of it. I don't think you ever get out of your chair in Papers, Please, do you?
Right.
Unless the place closes, but I don't think you walk around.
That's true.
Do you? Do you walk around in that game?
I don't remember. I thought I think I'm confusing that with something else.
Yeah, maybe you're thinking.
I'm looking at Papers, Please now. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah, Papers, Please was very much like you're in the booth. Guy shows up, check his papers, let him in or don't. Is he lying? Yes. Watch for a guy with a fake
Is he
nose.
lying? Yes, always. Holy hell. Always. Papers, Please was a game that came out in 2013.
Yeah, it's old, but it's great. That game rocks.
It is.
Yeah, I'd still play it now. It's on there. The iPad version of that game is sublime. It's so good. Yeah. You just sit there and play for days.
Mostly positive on this. Mind Scanners on the Steam came out May the 20th. So that's good.
It's pretty good. Here's their description. Greetings. Your mind scanner request has been approved. Your duty is to diagnose and treat the citizens of the structure. The patient list is long, so don't waste your time. We'll let you see your daughter. Ooh, what's that supposed to be about? There might be something there. So here's what I would say. I like it. Awesome pixel art would be a pro. Other pros, feeling of dystopia and dread is in there for sure. I like that stuff. Real moral choices, actual choices that seem to make a difference. I like that stuff a lot. The only cons I'd throw at it, a couple of them anyway, really hard to figure out how some of the mechanics work at first. You'll fumble into it and figure it out. But at first it's a little like, whoa, wait a minute, what's this dial do? And there's a clock ticking in a lot of these cases. So you gotta like pay attention to that and, get your shit done. And the tutorial doesn't hold your hand very much. So for some may love that. I thought maybe there should have been a little more help with like what does this button do, but it's fine. Just not the best tutorial. Overall, I give it a 6.8 memory wipes out of 10.
Nice. I don't think we've ever went 6.8. That is amazing.
Oh, I'm doing all kinds of.
Sure, you don't want to do 6.9?
I'm getting granular, man. Granular.
You're getting granular.
Yeah, I'm getting granular.
Really breaking it down.
It's very good. Check it out on Steam now and available, I think, on Epic as well as Good Old Games and some other places. So worth checking out.
Places.
Brian, I played a bit of the game you played. Let's talk about Arcade Tycoon Simulation.
We should talk about Arcade Tycoon Simulation. Now, I always call this Arcade Tycoon because where's the simulation? It's there, but I can't really find it in the title.
Yeah.
All right. So I saw this game and I immediately thought Scott's going to want to play this. And you didn't see it show up in your list. So I was like, fine, I'm doing it. Have you ever wanted to own your own arcade, Scott? Of course you have. Me
My
too.
dad owned one
Me
when I was
too.
growing up, and it was amazing. We loved it.
Yeah. So let's see if we still want that after playing Arcade Tycoon Simulation. So this is a final early access release game that will be available on Steam this week, which has already came out, I believe, yesterday, maybe, or is it? Nope, the 14th comes out Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday.
Right?
Friday.
Is that right? I think it is. And it's been on Steam for a while in early access, but it's finally getting a 1.0 release.
Yeah.
Now, I was fortunate to receive a game code from the developers. Thanks, guys. And in this arcade simulation management game, it takes inspiration from games like 2 Point Hospital, Prison Architect. 2 games I personally loved.
Yeah.
A pixel graphic game is what this is in a 2.5D isometric non-rotating. That's very important. The non-rotating, that pissed me off.
I wish it rotated. I really do.
That really annoyed me. Where you design and manage your arcade from a bare. I mean, you really take this from the bare bones, empty building to a fully decorated, bustling NPC action-packed field location with all the goings on and sounds of an arcade. I love the nostalgia feels I get on this thing. I like the style of it. I love all the decorations you can use. There's some carpet and stuff. It has that old school neon pink and blues and stuff, like in the little squigglies. You know what I'm talking about? In the old arcade.
Yeah,
carpet?
we should mention the entire thing is set in the 80s, so it's like an 80s arcade in here. Is the whole idea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the whole idea is set in there. Well, that I just kind of assumed. I'm sorry, I did assume that because who's really doing an arcade like this?
Nobody.
Now, who could become a tycoon in an arcade?
Nobody.
In
The
the
small arcades no longer exist because for a reason.
Yeah.
They're not. It's not possible. It's not a tenable
Right. I mean,
business.
Dave & Buster's, but they're not really an arcade, are they? They're more of an entertainment spot dinner place that happens to have games.
That's different. This game will let you get big enough though that you can run a place that's like Dave & Buster's level, like restaurants and all sorts of shit that really expands things, and you can go nuts.
Yes.
There's a sandbox mode where you can basically make everything for free and have no power limits, and you can just go nuts and just deck out your arcade.
We're about to talk about that because there's a couple of modes here, and this is where this game has gotten some flack. In the campaign mode, you start out. It looks like you're attached to your mom's house or something. You converted the garage into an arcade.
Totally.
All the kids in town. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say that's exactly what you've done. This is like your garage on the side of the house. You got a door to go in there, and people come and they drop shit on the floor and play video games. That's how it works.
That's exactly what they do. And so you start out, and you're playing. The campaign takes you from location to location. You start out at an easy place, a suburbia. You don't have a lot of crime, so you don't have to deal with that because you're gonna have to hire some staff to help with your arcade. And so the seedier parts of town are going to involve more crime. That is going to be the part that Scott hates, where he's got a little bit of survivalist. Like, hey, why is that guy kicking my arcade machine and breaking it? You're pissing me off.
I don't mind some of that. Some of that stuff's fine. I just don't like it when it's like a tornado that takes out half a neighborhood. I hate that.
Oh, so you don't like natural disasters. You're okay with like assholes.
Yeah, because I can control the assholes. So the idea is you can hire more staff. They're going to keep a better eye on it. You can call the cops. Like you have these options in these games.
Whereas a tornado, you're saying you can't call the cops on the tornado.
No, because if you do, what are they going to do?
Call Bill Paxton or somebody.
Yeah, they're not going to pull it over and go, "Sorry, sir, you're wrecking too many homes." Oh, sorry, officer. I was just coming through town and didn't realize. Like, it doesn't work that way. So for me, this fits. Like
Yes.
having somebody vandalize a machine or steal from it or whatever. I think that's a thing that's fun in this simulation. I have no problem with it.
Yes. Now, in addition to doing the arcade machines, this is like you said, it's a Dave and Buster's level you can get to or aspire to, because as you go along, you can unlock different types of games. You start off with only retro arcade games. And as you progress, you can unlock more things, unless you're playing in sandbox mode, in which case, God mode, right? You got unlimited credits.
Yep.
You just spend and decorate.
I
That's
kind of
where this game shines.
like that mode, if I'm honest,
Yeah.
just because part of me likes this game. I do like this game, but part of me likes it mostly because of this pixelated giant arcade opportunity, and just making it look like this old school thing. And if
this colorized paperboy arcade game, because that's what it looks like, right?
Yes, Matt, that's a great comparison. It's Paperboy-esque in its style.
It looks like that isometric 2.5. It's so totally Paperboy, which is perfect for the timing. By the way, what I'm doing right now, you are watching me play. Well, you're watching me lose. As somebody is destroying my arcade and ATM machines.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's no good.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
So this game is you have a lot of management stuff going on. I mean, in addition to putting the arcade machines in, you've got to consider how durable it is. You got to turn it on every time it breaks. The guy who you can either have somebody come in and do it per break. Every time the arcade machine breaks, you can have somebody come in and contract, or you can have a staff guy who fixes the arcade machines. Once he fixes it, though, you have to flip it back on.
Yep, you got to turn the power on. It'll tell you that if it's off, so you can go over there and do it.
Yeah, there's a little flashing icon above it, which is fine unless you do it like I did in the campaign mode, and I didn't realize that my power generator, something I'm pulling up now, that you start off with, you had to buy additional power load. You can keep increasing the power load, and I didn't hear until just now. This is, you see, everything is breaking down because I'm at the capacity.
You gotta buy more power and keep an eye on that, or else you're screwed.
Right, and you buy that by as you can adjust this. You can do everything in this. You can adjust how much each arcade machine, how many tokens it takes. I think you can do between 1 and 5. You can also set the settings on the arcade machines, whether it's easy or hard. This applies to all the different types of games that you eventually can unlock.
You know what pissed me off? I could never get my worker guy to go clean the poo out of the bathroom.
So did you? So you didn't? Did you hire the right guy?
Yeah,
because
he had a poo picker upper bonus and everything,
right?
And he just didn't go over to the. I don't know if it was a bug, because technically these keys we have are still, they're early access. One would assume they're far enough along that it's basically 1.0, but we'll get the patch when everyone else gets it. Very close. Yeah, that's fine.
It's very close as far as that goes. Now, you will see people who have given it negative reviews and positive reviews. It's mostly positive, but everyone who has complained has mostly been people like me. I like a campaign mode. I'm not a big fan of God mode in games unless I've played it through, several times, and I'm just curious. Okay, I'll never unlock that. Let me just see how it is. But for the most part, I'm not going to do that.
Right? I mean, there's a full campaign mode. You just have to.
There is a campaign mode. However, it is not. That's the most incomplete piece of it, and the reason why is because it is almost impossible to progress in the campaign mode. Because of the way the balance is, and adjusting easy, hard, medium in the game settings itself, no impact whatsoever. And I'm not the only one seeing this. And so they've really got to work on that part. But however, that being said, if you're like Scott and you're like, hey, I just want to go in and fiddle around. This is an arcade simulator. I want access to everything. I just want to because you can get a big arcade and you can just decorate it and deck it all out, put your entertainers running around. You can really just go wild in this arcade tycoon simulator. But that's not me, man. I like to be restricted. I feel like that's my best place. So they're still working on early access. It's called Arcade Tycoon Simulation. This is developers is Squid Punch Studios, and published is by Vincent King Studio. It will come out this Thursday officially. Can you access it now? I think you might be able to purchase it now in early access still, but the official release, I think, is Thursday. Is $10. It's $10. So I always try to keep that in mind, because sometimes I'll read the Steam reviews and I'm like, you do realize
You only
game was
paid
$10.
Yeah, you only
right?
paid $10 for this thing. You know that.
I mean,
right?
the game is $10. What you're describing, you're expecting it to be like Zoo Tycoon, where we paid, Microsoft $50, for a Zoo Tycoon game.
Now,
It
this-
ain't gonna happen.
The game I'm showing on the Twitch right now is one I'm actually really looking forward to, called Arcade Paradise, which looks like a lot more of the Sims that I like.
Is he
These
pulling gum
short
off?
cores. Yeah, he pulled gum off the side of that machine. You basically are converting an old laundromat into a full blown arcade, which is a lot of what happened back in those days. That's a lot of what early arcades started out as.
It makes sense.
And I'm really looking forward to this. This is a 2022 release, and they don't have a specific date yet. Spring, they say. But anyway, that's one to watch for. If this top down, retro thing isn't for you, this might be the one to watch for. It looks more like gas station sim or something.
Yeah, I like this. I like look at this too. Look, once again, in its place for $9, Arcade Tycoon is fine. As long as the developers keep working towards a good, solid campaign mode, I don't have any trouble recommending this. It may be a little too early access, especially if you're really looking forward to that campaign mode.
Well, here's some
I don't know. I don't know if I can recommend.
Here's some gameplay sound. Let's hear some of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Look at that.
They stole the sound chip out of the arcade.
Yeah, they did. Here's some more. There's more menu music. It's nice, right? It's a nice little.
It's nice.
Nice little vibe to it. I like it. It's pretty good.
It gets pretty deep. Like I said, you get into marketing, you get into stats, you take out loans, you have to. I didn't even talk about. There's like several screens in the HUD where you got to go in and you can look at the people's happiness, which is typical of the Tycoon series type games. You're always like, okay, what does this fool want? Oh, he wants shorter queues. Well, screw him. I ain't got that kind of money.
Screw that guy.
Screw that guy. He'll just have to storm out of here. Unfortunately, in this game, if they get too pissed off, they'll start kicking your arcade machines and blowing them up.
Yeah,
and then you have to get them fixed. And so that's a big old thing.
That's the nice thing about the other mode is there are higher end machines that you buy that are way more durable, and you can upgrade each machine a bunch of times too to make them more durable. But I like doing that.
Right.
Just
you can
so
do that to most of them. I think there's a few machines that you can't. I think they just don't.
Yeah.
But there's two economies in this. There's the progression based stars that you get for having happiness over a certain level for such an extended period of time. There's also there's different event type things where you can like sell so many arcade machines, decorate so many things. Those all apply to these different economies. And there's, of course, the coin-based economy, which is just money.
Yeah, it's just straight up cash, baby. You can do loans.
Cash, baby.
If you want to get a loan out because you're suffering that month or whatever, you can do loans.
Right. Pros.
They let you go kind of nuts.
Pros. Big old nostalgia hit if you need it. Yeah. Look at that carpet. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's lovely carpet. It's really makes
another pro is that pretty deep sandbox.
Yeah.
What are you saying? What are you saying about it?
I was gonna say it makes me want to dump shit on it because that's what those carpets are good for.
Oh, absolutely. Because you can't see it. It's like, is there something on the carpet? I don't know. It all looks like trash.
Might be, might not be. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. Your pros and your cons. Sorry, you were in the middle.
Oh yeah. Pretty deep sandbox. If you're into that thing, if you like the sandboxing, you're gonna like that. You're gonna like it. Not me so much. Cons: campaign mode, not so great. If you don't care, whatever. It's $10.
Yeah.
Difficulty levels mean nothing. Bupkis.
Yeah.
I adjusted them all. Nothing changed.
Well, they do a little bit. They give you a happiness bonus if you do it on easy. So you'll get the math will add up faster for your happiness currencies.
Let me put it this way. I tried every mode in the same location.
Yeah.
And every time I just always could break even. I never could progress beyond because it increases. So there's checkpoints in the difficulty. So when you first start out, when you're doing easy, up to a certain point, when you hit that bronze, you're right. It's a little bit easier. But once you cross that bronze point, it's the silver spot's still just as hard on easy, medium, hard, and I can only assume that the gold is just as difficult.
That was my wrestling name for a couple of years. The bronze point, they used to call me.
The Bronze Point, baby.
Yep.
So Arcade Tycoon Simulation out on Thursday. Maybe out now.
Did you give it a score? And maybe you did.
Oh, yeah. I did give it a score. So I didn't know it was doing all these, little increments. So I ended up going with halvesies like I do.
Yeah.
6.5 broken token machines out of 10 early accesses. That's only going to go up as these developers do their thing.
Excellent. I look forward to following the game's progress. All right.
Yes.
Now, this.
It's a me Mario.
Time to play Guess Our Game by playing some audio from an old game. It's funny, both of us chose a 2011 game. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
It'd be funny if it was both the same game.
Yeah. Oh, boy. Actually, we never check this stuff, and I don't hear yours before I play them, so maybe we did, but we're about to find out. Brian, I'm going to play mine first. You're going to try to guess what this is. Chat room, you're encouraged to play along. See if you can figure out what this game is from 2011.
Captain Titus, the Orcs have massacred the Forge World's forces, and they have taken the planetary defense weapons.
Clever of the damned Orcs. Keeps us off their backs while they loot the Titan war machines.
Brace for evasive maneuvers.
Pilot, report!
Starboard engine is dead, Sergeant. We are losing altitude.
Get the ship to safety and find another way down.
Aye, Captain. Thunderhawk Lancer 12 returning to launch bay.
Familiar at all?
Yes.
They're
very familiar.
They're about to do a remaster of this, as your other hint.
Oh, really?
And I loved this game. Loved it.
Right.
I wish there were more of them. I wish this was not just a remaster, but a full-blown remake, because I loved that game. Any guesses? Any thoughts? I'll keep giving you hints if you can't.
What's that now?
I'll keep giving you hints if you get stuck.
Give me a little more hints. I think I know what. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Go ahead. Give me another hint.
All right. Hint number 2.
Hit me again. Is it a 40K game? That's what I want to know.
Yes, it's a 40K game. Yes.
That's where I'm trying to, because I'm trying to remember. I played this one probably more than the other ones.
Someone in the chat knows.
It can't be. It's not Space Marine, is it?
It is absolutely Space Marine. Congratulations.
Space Marine. For some reason, it didn't feel right. It feels too shallow, but
no, dude, Space Marine's great.
That's one of my favorites.
It was made by Relic Software. They make nothing but good games, and it's a really good game. It came out.
I've played very few Warhammer games. Space Marine, I probably played the most out of all of them. It was a good one.
It showed up on 360 and PlayStation 3. I think PC shortly after. I have the PC version and the 360 version. Graphically, it doesn't really hold up well today. But a lot of 360 games, they don't look so good today. But it's this remaster, very much looking forward to it. I hope they do some real work on it because I think it deserves it. And it's voiced by... Hold on. Game. Crap. I thought I had it up. Hold on. Mark Strong? Hold on.
Tara Strong?
No. Yeah, Mark Strong as Titus. You know him from everything. 1917, Shazam, Zero Dark 30. He was the bad guy in those Sherlock Holmes movies. Kingsman, all the Kingsman movies. The Chick-Ass. Mark Strong. He's amazing. Mark Strong. He's really great, and he kicks ass. So anyway, it's very, very good. There's some cool cover mechanics. It's a third-person shooter, basically, with a great story and just some really cool set pieces of action and stuff. An amazing British cast for most of the actors, including Mark Strong. It's fantastic. Can't recommend that enough.
Yeah, I agree. Now you're making me sad that you're telling me it doesn't look as well, because I remember that I really liked everything about that game.
Well, if you have if you own it on PC, when the remaster comes out, they're gonna let you just have it.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Good, because that's where I have it at. Yeah. I have it on Steam.
Makes me want to keep play the current playthrough I'm doing and not worry, because then I'll just it'll keep the saves. I think I'll do that. Anyway, Brian, I'm about to play yours. Also 2011. I guess I'll just see if I can get it.
Let's start out, see what you get, and then maybe you'll maybe you can narrow it down a little bit.
All right, here we go.
I can see it through the camera. Feeling all right, mate? The shakes, fever, chills. Good. I'll introduce myself later. Right now, we gotta get you the hell out of there. Do exactly as I say, okay? You're gonna have to trust me. First, you need to get hold of a weapon. Search in the maintenance storage room by the end of the corridor. I would move if I were you. Now,
me. Let's see what this next bit is.
What we got
It's
here?
going to be 2011, so it's going to be PlayStation 3, Xbox One.
It's the infected!
Or
Run!
360.
Run for the storage room!
Why is this so familiar?
Just a bit farther!
It's kind of hard to take seriously this guy that sounds like Murray from from Flight of the Conchords.
He kinda
Obviously,
does, doesn't he?
he's obviously a Kiwi. All right.
First person shooter, 2011.
Are there zombies?
Of course, there's zombies.
Okay. So that's what I was hearing is the...
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We got at least one person in the chat room who's got it right.
2011. Oh, this is the one with that great trailer that was in reverse. With a little girl that falls out to a car, but they do it in reverse so that you see the zombie attack from the end point of the attack,
Right.
all the way back to before they got attacked. What's that game called?
What did they call it, though?
Oh my gosh.
That's right,
Dead
Taylor.
something.
You're right.
Something with the dead. Dead.
There you go. It's got dead in the title.
Dead Town.
Dead Town USA.
Dead
Nailed
Town
it.
USA. Hold on. The Living
Come on, you
Dead.
can
Not
do
the Living Dead. That doesn't make any sense.
It's the Living Dead.
Dead. It's like land.
Dead Getaway.
Dead Island.
Dead Island.
Is that it? Did I get it?
You got it. Survival game
Oh my
from
gosh, I got it.
2011.
Oh.
On just about everything. Surviving the zombie-infested open world with a major emphasis on melee. Give me a Maybat.
Yeah, dude. That was a cool game. I didn't like it as much as the follow-up that they did. What's the other one? The Midnight
2.
No, it's something else. They made a whole.
They call it 2 though. I thought they called it 2. You talking about the other one that went further? Did
they made a whole new game, like a new series?
Yeah.
Same developer though.
Dead. It was the Dead something 2. Dead Rising.
Dead. No. Dead.
No.
Dead Rising.
Dead. I thought it was Dead Rising. It's not Dead Rising.
No.
Maybe I'm thinking that wrong.
Shit.
Oh shit.
I can't find it. Best zombie games in 2021. I can't find it. Anyway, it was something else, and they got a sequel coming. It's been delayed forever, and it's coming out early next year. And it's called Something of the Dead. Run from the Dead.
Something dead, people.
Dead Running 2. Dying Light. That's it, chat.
Oh, yes, Dying Light.
Wasn't that those guys? Same dudes, I think.
I'm not sure about that.
Pretty sure they made Dead Island and then that, I think.
I remember Retro Revenge, maybe? Did you ever see that? Their 16-bit side-scrolling game of this?
No.
Yes.
No, this was definitely Dying Light, but I just couldn't remember what the... I always get Dying Light and Dead by Daylight. Or no.
Yeah, because it's got the words in it.
Because the light part.
Yeah, because it got words in it. It's words.
It's throwing
words
me.
Words are confusing.
It's pissing me off. All right. Enough of that. Time for this. We're going to do some emails here, and we always like doing those. By the way, you're doing Rift Breaker next week. Look at you grabbing on a hold of that.
And you know, I don't have to do it. You can.
No, you did. You take it. You take it. I've got
like a million games I could play.
I'm going to do Rogue Book, I think.
Ooh, that sounds good. I also got game codes from Keymailer. If you're a streamer and you're looking for a great place to get game codes for review, keymailer.co is a pretty decent place to get that. I'm going to be either playing, I've looked at Rainbow Billy. I got a code for that, The Curse of Leviathan. We talked about that recently. And Super Dungeon Maker is also out. So I'm going to be taking a peek at all of these. And I think Rift Breaker is probably going to be the one I'm going to.
Hold on. What'd you call that last one? Dungeon what?
Super Dungeon Maker.
Dungeon
Fink's
Maker?
Awakening. It's a community type dungeon maker.
Let's see. I'm looking here real
Super
quick.
Dungeon Maker. Fink's Awakening.
Okay, here it is.
Comes out the 21st.
Interesting.
Yes. Go ahead and request your code now because is it a 4-player, I think? Something like that.
October 21st is the planned release.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm interested. And you make your own damn... Oh, look, you just basically make your own Zelda game is what you're doing here.
Yes, pretty much. That's why it's called Fink's Awakening, probably.
Yeah, but Fink is a freaking chicken.
He's a chicken. He's a little chicken.
I don't know how I feel about chickens. Chickens piss me off. You know?
Really
'Cause
interesting.
sometimes
Okay.
they're good, sometimes they're not good. You know.
Right. So for those keeping score, we like playing games as rabbits and rats, other rodents, but
Yeah.
not chickens.
Chickens are off the menu.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I guess I don't care. Chickens are fine. All right.
Chicken.
Let's take a look at this email. This is from, that was a short one. This is from James. James says, he sent this to, by the way, boopshow@gmail.com. He says, hey, Scott and Brian, are there too many pixels? James.
Yes.
Is the answer yes? You'd say yes to that? Too many pixels?
Yeah. Too many damn pixels.
Well, I mean, everything's a pixel. So
right.
if you're looking on a screen, it doesn't matter what it is. But I think what he's probably saying is, do we have too many retro-looking games, maybe? Is that what he means?
I'm going to take, just because it's an interesting question, I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say he is saying that there are too many pixel games out there. And I'm going to say no, because I always love pixel games. I would have never have guessed if you would have asked me 20 years ago, will pixel games become, just a staple? Will they just always be around? I'm like, of course not. That's ridiculous. We've got new technologies. Why would we do that?
Yeah. But
Apparently
here's what happened. It's a stylistically,
yes,
still holds up and looks cool and works. If you go back and tell me that PlayStation 1 graphics are the way to go, I would say no. Now maybe someone will surprise me in 10 years and that'll be the hot new retro, but right now, no thank you.
Ugh. I think the clarity, the definition, the clarity and definition of looking at pixels is satisfactory. Whereas the PlayStation era, it literally, with all the dithering, the way it had to be done, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's not visually appealing. Maybe for some horror games or something, maybe. I don't know. Something that would make you feel uncomfortable.
The Wraith86 in the chat says all games are pixel games except vector games, and I would say no. It's true. They're rendered. They're rendered with vectors, but all of it is displayed to you as in pixels. Yeah. So no matter how
off on.
Yeah, unless you're in the computer brain itself, you're getting pixels.
Yeah, computer brain in myself.
Is that what you want? You want to put that in there? Stick it in?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I want more emails like this. This is a great, thoughtful thing that's very short and made us talk. Hey, James, thanks a lot. The email is boopshow@gmail.com. That's boopshow@gmail.com. Please keep those coming. Hey, Brian mentioned Twitch earlier. You can follow us on Twitch. Brian plays games. He's going to do some tonight, in fact, right? But after
Correct.
this,
We're going to play some Graveyard Keeper with Kid London.
That's nice. Brian Dunaway is the name on Twitch. You can find me at Scott Johnson. Nope, you can't. You find me at Frog Pants. I don't know why I said Scott Johnson, because that's my Twitter handle. You can find that if you want to. But yeah, we like to stream our games. I played some of that old school freaking 10-year-old Saints Row the Third on my stream yesterday for a little while. So hope people enjoyed that. Anyway, thanks for all your hanging out with us and everything, everybody. Thanks for listening to the show. Tell your friends about it. And play more indie games. They're the best. They're our favorites.
Play more indie games.
Hey, Brian, do you have anything you'd like to say before we go today?
Tune in to the core show this week. Who knows? Maybe there'll be some surprises in the upcoming weeks. That you may hear a voice that you recognize. I don't know. Just talk. What?
Ooh, interesting. Okay, well, now you've got us on the hook for your fantastic news or whatever it is you might be sharing with us soon. It's going to be cool. So stick around for that. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back with more next time right here on Boop. We'll see you then. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
I don't like Steam. I love Steam.
Yeah, dude. Some kind of crossover?